Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review here for a film that I almost called this video a hidden horrors review, and then I realized this was nominated for Best Picture, so I think most people watching this review, or people who come across this review in general on YouTube, whether you've heard of me or not, have probably seen this movie more than likely. There's a lot of asterisks and caveats I'm going to have to put on this review anyway to kind of justify why I wanted to talk about this, but I thought this was a really cool. You can call it an alien invasion movie if you want to, but it's really not like a Fire in the Sky or a War of the Worlds. But it, to me, is the modern day answer to what War of the Worlds would have been if we had had more hostile aliens at that point versus something like nowadays where we do kind of a peaceful alien invasion type of thing. Arrival came out in 2016. It's a film I've wanted to see for a while. I heard nothing but good things when it came out, and it's written by the guy who did The Thing prequel, Final Destination 5, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. He did a lot of things. Lights Out, which I really love quite a bit. This guy's written a lot of stuff, and the fact that he could write the Nightmare on Elm Street remake and also write this is either a proof of improvement of a writer from the craft of storytelling and how time can take its toll, or a shadow Illuminati within Hollywood who just picks people to write shit that can also write great stuff. I don't know. But Arrival was really cool to me. Basically, and this is also directed by Denis Villeneuve, however you say his name, the guy doing the Dune movies, who did Blade Runner 2049. He did Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal, which was my favorite until I saw this movie. This is easily Villeneuve's best movie. Easily. That Frenchman is a maniac. Even his boring-ass movies, like the Dune films or Blade Runner 2049, are beautiful-looking films with great camera work, great budgets, great CGI, cinematic nature to them. That's what I love about this guy and appreciate about the guy, despite me not being a die-hard fan of him. Arrival, back in 2016, I did not realize how much I was going to love this. I've had it around in my collection forever to check out, and I'm really glad I finally did. It is a masterpiece of this man. It is phenomenal, and I recommend it highly. And like I said, it's an alien movie, an alien invasion movie, if you want to call it that, but it's not a scary movie per se. It is a tense-filled thriller about basically all of the countries on the planet in the Earth reacting to these 12, I believe it was, spaceships that are shaped like a half of a bean that come down and they just kind of float above the Earth's surface in different places. Basically, I think one per really big popular country, like one here, one in China, one in Russia, so on and so on. And the tension is really found in how these different countries are communicating with each other on the Earth, but also trying to communicate with these aliens and figure out why they're here, what they want, why did they come now. And the tension's building about how different maniacs like the communistic China groups try to go after and try to possibly threaten this alien spacecraft and the coming aliens that are here now at this point because of the possibility by some of the things they seem to communicate possibly being a threat. And I love that about this movie. It was so tense, dude, when it was really going, and I love that about it. But let's get to the actual cast here. It mainly stars Amy Adams from Man of Steel. She's phenomenal. She's my favorite Lois Lane, matter of fact. And Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye himself, is in this. They're both two different scientists. She's not really so much a scientist as a professor at a college for linguists, or she is a linguist, however you want to say that. She's brought in to try to work with the government, who's mainly led by Forrest Whitaker, who's really good in here, by the way. He lost a lot of weight. He looks really good in this movie as a military man. They're brought in, Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams, to go into the spaceship where this glass window is to try to talk with these alien creatures and try to figure out how to speak with them. How can they build a language that both can kind of understand? Because these things don't speak English, obviously. They kind of make noises, sometimes slurping noises, sometimes blurping noises, sometimes clicking noises. They look like octopuses, almost. Octopi? Whatever the plural of that would be. These aliens even have a really good, unique design, which how often do you see that in anything, whether it be a redesign of dogs or whatever for comics or movies? You don't really see unique aliens in almost anything anymore, and this is a great example of a movie that was able to do that with all of the cinematic nature of it and the beautiful darkness of this movie and how creepy it can be in the sense of the tension building and how scary that is with how all of these countries, especially these crazy world powers like China, like Russia, that just want to command and conquer, basically, I guess you could say, the way they react to these aliens is some scary shit. And Amy Adams is, as a linguist, trying to work with Jeremy Renner to have these conversations with the aliens, and watching them trying to figure out how to talk to these things is the fun of the movie. That may sound really boring, but the film has an emphasis on how communication works and how important communication and language really is in the world. Doesn't matter what language you speak, it's about how you do that, how important that is. And I love that about it. I really did. I think it was way more powerful and fun and even sad sometimes than you'd actually believe, whether it be some of the things surrounding Amy Adams as a character that I don't want to tell you about because it's a big part of her character. Some of the things surrounding her, and some of the things that actually surround the film involving the aliens are kind of sad and make you kind of want to tear up a little bit. Arrival was so emotionally engaging to me, and the soundtrack, oh my God, was the soundtrack absolutely amazing. This score was one of the most technological, beautiful soundscapes I've ever heard in my life in a movie. I really don't know how to explain what it is, but it's like a Hans Zimmer score almost. I don't think he scored this movie, but it sounds like it sometimes. It is beautiful, man. It fits this movie so well as kind of a sci-fi film. I would agree with a lot of people. This is more of a sci-fi film than a horror movie, but the tensions rising in this, and Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner kind of getting put into a countdown situation at points, is masterfully done, number one, but number two, resembles what a horror movie would do with this concept, even with a smaller budget. I really love this film. I think Arrival is beautiful. And again, I'm going to say it, it's a masterpiece. Denis Villeneuve, or however you say his name, Denis Villeneuve, I don't know, I don't care. He knocked it out of the park here. And like I said, this is my current favorite of any of his movies. I think it's even better than Enemy, which I thought was a masterpiece too. Arrival is so tense and just scary in that way. And I love it. I recommend it so highly if you haven't seen it. It's a polished, wonderfully CGI'd film with real sets, shooting on location, and some unique aliens that I really enjoyed too. I felt sympathy for so many of the characters in this movie. I just loved it. I loved every bit of it. I thought it was a masterpiece, and if you haven't seen it, you really owe it to yourself to check it out. And again, even if you're not into sci-fi, if you like alien movies, maybe not like War of the Worlds or Fire in the Sky, if you like that kind of concept, though, this is right up your alley, man. This was a really cool film that had a budget behind it, dude. It looks amazing in every way possible. So have you seen Arrival? I'd love to hear everything you have to say about it down in the comments section down below. Like I said, so many people have seen it. I'm not going to call this a hidden horrors review, but man, it was so good. I just want everybody to watch this at least once in their life. I have begged my mom to watch this. She does not like sci-fi. She does not like alien movies. I begged her to watch this. She hasn't watched it yet, but I'm going to get her eventually. Arrival was amazing, man. I just adore it. It's so good. I could rewatch this right now, matter of fact, and that's the sign of an excellent movie, I would say. So anyway, have you seen it? What do you think about Arrival? What do you think about Denis Villeneuve? Do you think this is the best script this writer ever put out? Because I would argue that it is. I love Final Destination 5. It's not on par with this. I love elements of the Thing prequel. It's not on par with this, even close to it. I love Lights Out. It's not on par with this. This is like a classic film, and there's a reason why this should have won Best Picture in my personal opinion. It's magnificent. There hasn't been any movie like this in probably 20, 30, 40 years. It's been a long time since we've had a weird sci-fi film like this, or like The Day the Earth Stood Still. The original, not the remake. Anyway, Arrival. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.